in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no. You understand?
Welcome to Big KIZ Podcast with myself, Abu.
I'm Brian.
And check us out on all our other episodes on bigkiz.com. You can even interact with us by sending us a message. And yeah, we've also got YouTube videos coming soon.
That's
But,
absolutely true.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe
Undeniable
I'll do
truth.
that today. So, I mean, they're all ready. I just got to sit and upload them. But I also feel like I need to do it all in one go. But today, I want to talk about, there's two things.
Actually, I want to ask you something real quick.
Go on,
Right?
ask me.
How have you, now that we're out of the COVID lockdown in the UK, how have you found things like not having to wear a mask to go in places?
I've noticed that a lot of people are still wearing masks, but I've got to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I've not worn a mask.
Yeah, neither have I, mate. Neither have I.
And, I don't exactly think it's a big political statement on my part, because quite honestly, it's not. But here's the thing, like, there were many months we didn't wear masks and no one said shit. There were many months when they should have closed the borders, and the borders with flights from India and China and Italy and all over, people were allowed to come in and not quarantine, nothing, all of this. So when we're, beyond a year into it, and then they're saying, oh, maybe you should consider wearing a mask, or, they're putting in all these other restrictions. For me, it's like, no, this shit should have happened in the first 6 months. The moment we needed to do a national lockdown, they should have stopped all flights in to the country. They should have stopped anything which wasn't like needed for survival, like food or whatever. Like all the time, you got people flying off to Dubai, influencers and shit, to sit by the pool. No, why has the government even allowed these flights?
Yeah. Well,
Nothing essential about the flights.
Yeah. Well, at least everything's back to normal now, I guess.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's back to normal. I think they're going to lock down soon.
Oh man.
As
No,
well.
I'll enjoy it while I can.
No, well, I'm looking forward to throwing down next week. But
what I was say
so well, you've got a story about barbershop.
Oh yeah, I went to the barber this weekend. Yeah, okay. I'll start off with that.
Oh, okay, go on.
So I went to my barber. I haven't seen him for over a year with COVID and shit, man.
Okay.
So he's in Barking.
But I didn't see you didn't have like a little tuft of hair or anything.
No, just to get like a shape up, like a skin fade and everything, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Look more presentable, So I went there, bruv. So I get there, he's telling me, oh yeah, you'll just be 15 minutes, because his name's Tunde, popular guy, right? So I'm like sat in there in the chair, and then the two people who's cutting ahead of me, they go through, they're done. So that's like, I'd say 30 minutes I've been sat there. And then this woman and her whole family brings like 3 kids with her into the yard, and she starts talking to this barber. And I don't know if you know what it's like in black barbers, but bro, people can now be having a full-blown conversation on the phone while cutting your hair. So you as a customer not really that much of a priority. So he's talking to this woman, and then she's like, and then he comes and sits next to me. He's like, listen, bro, this woman come through, she booked earlier today for 7 o'clock, and obviously now it's coming to 7 o'clock. I have to cut her kids' hair first. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Bro, do you know how long that took? That took 45 minutes.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not, bro.
And is there no other man in the shop, or could he?
There are other guys. There's other guys, but I don't trust them, bro. He's been my barber for like over 5 years now.
Oh, okay,
But
let me ask you,
Yeah.
this, like, how long? Like, it's coming up to 7. Maybe
it's past 7.
She could. What I'm saying is, how long would it have taken just to finish you instead of having to wait, or had you not started?
Oh, I had not started basically. So
No,
basically,
okay, yeah.
while she walked in, there was still a guy in the seat before me, and then she came. And so obviously, to be fair, it was reaching it was like 5 minutes to 7. So by the time that guy's hair was cut, it would have been 7 o'clock. And I guess he wanted to look all professional and shit, like saying, "Oh yeah, 7 on the dot, I cut your hair." But yeah, bro, even the guy next to me, like he started. It does make me think though. Like when I see people like sneezing and shit, it does make me feel a kind of way. Like I did like edge a bit away from him when I
Mm.
saw him sneezing and shit. So yeah, eventually got my trim sorted, and then yeah, also on my time there, I saw a guy getting the old school Ronaldo haircut, the 2002 haircut. That was just
And
an
and
this.
and what was the discussion around that? Because that's a wild one.
Not really, but by the looks of it, the way he just spoke to the barber, he spoke to Tunde and told him, "Look, I think even Tunde already knew his style because it was just like he sat in the chair and he just started cutting his hair, so he must have done this shit before." So I'm like,
What, just
literally,
walking around with the 2002 Ronaldo haircut?
bro, like literally, he had no hair at the back, just at the front, literally just by the front on top, and that's it. And he walked out the
It's funny because
spudded the
this
barber and
morning
walked
I
out.
was looking at Ronaldo videos just to see the madness he used to get up to.
Yeah, he was sick, man. I don't blame people for copying that hairstyle because he was such a baller, bro. Like Adriano would have been the next Ronaldo if he didn't, well, go off stray, I guess. But
So what else happened then? You just had to wait the 45 minutes.
oh, an hour, mate. Yeah, it was an hour because I got there for like 6:30. I left there at quarter past, no, quarter to 8. No, tell
And
a lie. I left at fucking 15 minutes past quarter past 8. Yeah, because I was meant to go football afterwards, but I didn't get a chance because I was too late.
jeez.
I know, man. But yeah, but barbershops and especially black barbershops, man, they can be a place where you can get the pengest trim, feel like the freshest guy alive, but also you got to be prepared to have patience.
Damn, you got a booking next. That's what you
Oh
need to
yeah,
do.
yeah, that's what I've realized, man.
You need to call this brother like, yo, you need to say some shit like, I got a hot date at this hour after. You know what I mean? Just tell. Do you know what I mean? Like, put some pressure on the man. You know,
Definitely.
I'm seeing a ting straight after this, bro. It needs to
You
be
got it
at this
nicely.
hour.
Exactly, got to be crisp. So
Like,
sharp. When you run your fingers along your hairline, you cut your finger. That's how sharp the trim
mm,
needs to be. But yeah, he done us a nice job, and then I went home. And
oh,
yeah,
okay.
that was my trip to the barber shop in over a year.
Oh, okay. So it was, I was expecting something more dramatic like the Ice Cube movies, but I'm a little bit disappointed. Although the Ronaldo, like, did you get a selfie with the Ronaldo cat?
Oh no, he was some Congolese guy, man. He was too about his business
Oh, okay,
to
but
want
how
to take
old was that
pictures.
dude?
I'd say 60s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a mad haircut, though. I got to say.
He loved it, bro. Honestly, he was like, yeah, looking himself in the mirror again, checking all the angles and shit. He was proper chuffed with it, man.
So the thing I wanted to bring up is I don't know if you've seen the story about the MP who called Boris Johnson a liar in the House of Parliament and got kicked out.
Oh, was it the black woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I think I saw like a front cover, like on the like Daily Mail or something.
So I was talking to another friend about this, and basically, in Parliament, there's this whole parliamentary language. Like you can say Boris misled the public or whatever, but you can't call him a liar because that's considered
An
unparliamentary
insult.
language.
Okay.
At which point you get told to leave the House of Commons,
Okay.
unless you like accept to take back your comments.
Okay.
Otherwise, you get dismissed from the Commons, and you're supposed to be like technically kind of like escorted out or some shit. So she called him a liar, and frankly, everyone knows he's a liar. That I don't think it's a party political conclusion to make or whatever. I've seen plenty of cartoonists in the Times absolutely tearing into Boris and his lies.
Yeah.
So I thought it was quite a big thing to have happened actually.
Really, but
Because,
didn't you say it was already part of the rules though?
it's part of the rules to not call people liars. So she's breaking the rules. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And no one's been breaking the rules. And rules need to be broken.
True. True.
You know, like rules are made to be broken, especially when it's just like, how can it be against the rules to call someone a liar when everyone knows they're lying? That doesn't seem like the right
Ah,
rule.
but you can't in such an institutional setting. You can't. Let's say at work, right? You're in a meeting, and there your line manager's lying out of his mouth, right? And everybody else is lying out of his mouth. Are you gonna be the fucker who calls him out,
But
knowing
there's
the
no rule.
consequences?
There's no rule against that.
Yeah, there's no rule, but it's just
You know, and depending
you
if you
become a
want.
sacrificial lamb. Basically, they make an example out of you for like disturbing the status quo. You know.
No, but that's because you know that's your line manager. Like, depends if there's a big cheese there who's not in on the lies, who doesn't want to hear lies. Maybe you're gonna find yourself up the ladder quicker.
You think so? Do you reckon that was a smart move by her by calling him out on knowing full well the consequences that could have happened?
No, but the consequences are you just have to leave the chamber.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
That's
what
it.
you?
Yeah, it's not like she's lost her job
Okay, okay. Then. So it's not that
or.
big of a deal, I guess. But it's just
But no
she had
one.
the audacity to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. And of course, me being me, I thought let me go look at the comments on Daily Mail, and
Mm.
most of the comments, of course, are just mad. They're just mental. They got
But they
nothing to
say,
do. It's just like, oh, it's just like totally avoiding the fact that Boris Johnson is a liar. Like they're saying, oh, what about her or what about this? And I'm just thinking, you know, what about what part of that diminishes the truth that Boris
mm,
Johnson is a liar? I did, you
mm.
know, I couldn't really. It didn't seem that anyone who made any comment there who didn't acknowledge that seemed to provide or establish any evidence for the fact that Boris Johnson isn't a liar. You know, so that's what I found kind of like interesting and didn't really like paradoxical, basically. You know, because there's nothing there that's actually. They're just mad. They're just mad because someone got called out
You know
on
what
their
it is?
shit.
You know what it is? It's difficult, man. It's like compliance, bro. You know, you're talking about the House of Parliament where everyone is compliant. There's all kinds of dodgy shit going on. Look at Matt Hancock. You know, like it's just a place of like conspiring against one another. So when she does something like out of line, which may be true that everybody deep down knows, it's just you know like it's a gesture in the grand scheme of things. Like it was a good gesture, but what's going to carry on? Boyce is continue to be the prime minister and continue to lie his arse away. So it's I don't know. It's valiant, but ah, doesn't make much a difference, bro. That's
No, of course. But what I mean is maybe Keir Starmer should be the one doing it.
okay. Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's a
That's
bit
another
more
question.
powerful.
Yeah.
That's a bit more powerful. You know, that's what the country wants. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just the same thing. It's like, is Tony? You know, wouldn't someone like if Tony Blair's in Parliament and someone says, "Tony Blair, you're a liar, mate," and it's the same thing here. If Keir Starmer went to Boris Johnson, uh, Boris, you're a liar, mate. People want to hear that. People would like to hear it straightforward. No bullshit. You know,
Mm. Entirely, man.
and it's just upsetting. It's upsetting because you can't say stuff like I mean you can call him a liar and stuff, but it's like not considered parliamentary language. So it's the same way. It's like you can't call someone corrupt. I mean you would get kicked out, but it's not parliamentary language. But people aren't stupid. It's just like when is the geezer who's got Matt Hancock on the WhatsApp
Mm.
forms a medical company and gets like a multi-million-pound contract because he's WhatsApped him. You know, people aren't that stupid. They know that's corruption. They know
Yeah,
that's people lying in the pockets of their mates and whatever. And don't get me wrong, like it will happen in the Labour Party as well. You know, it's not necessarily about that, but I think part of the issue or part of the problem is you can't call things out for what they are.
Yeah, I think that's part and parcel of a lot of things, man.
You know,
Like the term microaggressions, right? Before they wasn't taken seriously, now it's been taken seriously.
and do
Like it's
you? But what do you think about microaggressions? Like, do you?
they're there, yeah. Obviously, like you can tell with how, so, but it's a microaggression. It's this person who can't basically keep their prejudices under wraps, you know, because everyone has their own thoughts of how other people act or how they are, but we don't express it, you know. You don't, and it's I don't really pick up on it too much because it happens every so often, and to call it out is just I don't know. It's a thing. It's a good thing that we're people who are made aware of it. But for me, I'm just speaking for myself, innit? I don't know if other people may find it definitely an important thing to have around the workplace that everyone's aware of. But if you're minding your own fucking business and you don't give a fuck what other people are saying, then it shouldn't be too tough. I don't find them that conducive to myself.
Mm, I mean, it's sometimes women get it or people of non-white ethnicities or whatever. I
Mm.
think the thing is, some
Like
of
how,
this is just
yeah.
generational, man. Like,
Mm.
some of it is just generational. Some people are
Mm.
just growing up and they're from a different generation and it is what it is. You can't change, you can't change, like, it's like people who are already retired or in their 60s. You can't change their mindset or experience,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know.
Entirely.
They've been fed a storyline since they were old or young, rather. And you're not going to change their mind at 60. Their mind's made up at 60, you know.
Entirely, man.
They don't know. They don't know no better. Like, everyone now, this is the thing. It's like it's the same thing with the woke crowd and shit. It's like people don't realize that your nan didn't have Ryanair. She couldn't pop over to Spain that often.
Mm.
That stuff was reserved for rich people for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's
Though.
only now. It's only even in the last 20 years that normal people, like, let's say, I want to say working class people or whatever, or people of that sort of level of income can travel abroad, can experience these things, can, you know, because sometimes the vibe from people who would, give off microaggressions and shit, you would think that literally England is the only civilized country in the world, and to be honest, a lot of England is a shithole. Lots of areas of England are shitholes. Right?
Yeah, definitely. And apparently, in like Liverpool, they've got like a whole streets of derelict buildings that were just fucking deserted and like full of crackheads. So yeah, definitely there's like ghettos and shit places in this place. So
Just
yeah,
deprived areas that have been deprived for so long. But what I mean is still that it's like a weird attitude. I think it's like a sort of twofold attitude. It's like, in some ways, the attitude is almost like these streets are paved in gold, and anywhere else in the world is rubbish. And
mm,
then the other attitude is also this kind of frustration of being deprived and not getting what they believe they should have, like national pride and all this kind of stuff.
yeah, definitely. And
You
it's
know,
like people are less likely to trust like, and you know what it is? We live in a what you know what because I've been watching a documentary on the NSA with Eric Snowden and how like the front cameras of our phones are recording us and all this shit. And I just feel like nobody really trusts anything else, you know. Like I don't trust politicians. I don't trust like even football owners. Like I feel like there's a general sense of distrust now, man. That's just something that's just hit me right now, man. Or what we're talking about.
okay. I mean, did, like, I got to say, let's say, as a conscious adult,
Yeah.
maybe I only been an adult for 10 years, let's say.
Okay.
Do I trust more or less now?
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good question.
You know, I think it's a hard thing to measure, and it's hard to measure trust. I think the problem is that, I mean, like, you see a lot of this QAnon business. I mean, I had a friend, right? You know that little girl in the Germany game who was crying,
Yeah, yeah.
and Stan Collymore like retweeted a bunch of stuff.
And before that, there was another meme in which they replaced the dad of the daughter with Gylfi Sigurdsson's face.
Oh shit!
But yeah, carry on. What you saying?
No. So like, you know, like people, like just people on Twitter like retweeting the pictures and saying shit like "cry, you little German slut" and this kind of
Yeah, I
shit.
never. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did hear about that. I never saw any of the tweets myself, but yeah, I was like,
I
holy
mean,
shit.
in some ways, I can't understand "cry, you little German slut." It's just like, it's, you
What
know,
internet trolling?
I wouldn't even call it internet trolling. It's just like, it's just blowing off some steam, you know, like. Do you know what I
What?
mean?
Even though England won.
No, yeah. Even though England won, it's just blowing off something. It's a laugh, right? You know, no one's getting hurt or whatever. I mean, of course, maybe the little girl's getting hurt. But what I'm saying is, immediately, my thought is that's not a crime, okay? But some of the other things that were said were a bit more unpleasant,
Of course.
you know. And of course, with the way things are, you know, like using like sexually charged language like slut for a child is strange or whatever. But anyway, some guy started the fundraiser for this,
Oh yeah, for this little girl. Yeah, that
and
made
then
bare money.
and anyway, so later on, my buddy who is on Twitter, probably because he has time to occupy, so he goes on a lot on Twitter, and obviously, you know, Twitter is a fucking vortex of shite. And anyway, he sends me some stuff where supposedly the guy who started this fundraiser was like a cuckold, and someone had gone back to 2010, right?
Yeah.
So exactly 11 years ago, and found two innocuous tweets with no suggestion, like basically two innocuous, totally innocent tweets,
Yeah.
obviously about his own daughter or his own kids,
Yeah.
right? And like a screenshot of like some sort of porno account with his actual name,
Okay.
like a Pornhub.com user account or some bullshit like that. I can't remember what website it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it kind of presented it like, oh, look at this guy. The guy who started the fundraiser is a nonce, because he started the fundraiser for this little girl, like a pedo or some shit.
But so basically he had like an old Pornhub account.
No, hold on. That's not established, bro. This is what I'm saying.
Oh.
It's just the screenshots. Anyone could have made this account.
Okay.
Right. And then I said to my buddy, he said some shit like, oh, look at this. Obviously, oh, it's a bit fucking noncy making a fundraiser, blah, blah, blah. I said to him, bro, have you realised that all you've done is buy in to what is obviously the entry point, a luring point for the QAnon conspiracy theory, which is anyone who might be left wing or be woke or some shit is a pedo nonce, right? Because that's what was perpetrated there. It was like a conspiracy. It was this idea, oh, if you're a leftist, you're a fucking nonce. That's what it had come to. That was what they had sought out to do.
Okay.
Because think about it, even if this adult video website account was real, there was nothing about noncery. There was nothing about being attracted to kids there, but aligned with the fundraiser. And then think about it, bro. They had to go back to 2010 to find anything that they could that even mentioned kids. And it's all presented in this thing like, oh, this guy is a pedo, just because just because they don't
Yeah.
agree with his views and shit.
So they basically
Like,
twisted some old tweet of his and like using it to basically try and create a whole new narrative out of it.
yeah, of course.
Fabricating a
Well,
conspiracy,
it's the same
basically.
thing. It's just like the same thing when people say, "Oh, footballers kneeling is to do with Marxist cultural Marxism." I'm thinking, really. I mean, I got to be honest, man. Like, you know what? Like, really fucking riles me. It riles me so much, Abu. You know why? Because really, these fucking multi-million pound corporate endorsement paid motherfuckers are not cultural Marxists, bro. Let me tell
Yeah,
you, you gotta be really thick as shit. You gotta be fucking dumb. I mean, really, you gotta be. Like, I can't even start to begin processing it. You just believe what you want to believe at that point.
yeah,
You're not
that's
looking
it.
at the facts or reality, right?
Yeah,
You're just really no, sorry. These people, they're not they're not cultural Marxists. Let me tell you, like, you're gonna take their Ferraris and their Lamborghinis out of their cold dead hands. They're not gonna, you know. It's got nothing to do with that. You know, like, what I'm saying is their positioning on taking the knee is about being treated equally. It's got nothing to do with what they believe the way the world of economics should be structured. So
yeah,
totally different things. Totally fucking
yeah.
different things. That shit pisses me off. But this QAnon shit, man, I've seen it online. Like, people believe it, and it's worldwide. Like,
Isn't it like the same fad that we had like a decade ago with like the Illuminati and people believing that like triangles and all that shit? Is it just like a revamped, repackaged version of that?
oh, it's just a different. It's just a whole different version. Illuminati. Like, sorry, man. Bill Clinton can get fucking head in the White House without someone finding out. Like, Illuminati, really? Like, I always think the people who believe that kind of stuff, I do start thinking, like, fuck off. Honestly, I can't. Because it's just
You know
like,
what it is, yeah? People want to believe what they want to believe. We have this shared reality that we all in, right? Where the sky is blue, the sun is yellow and all that crap. But we all have different interpretations of it, man. Like some people believe the world is flat. Some people believe that, some races are superior to others. Some people believe that flipping Chelsea are the best team in London. But it's just we all have these like delusion. I don't want to keep delusion, but I'll say perceptions. Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Chelsea is the best club in London. They just won the Champions League. To be fair,
I know it hurts, bro. It fucking hurts, man. But I can. It's just I think you know what. Right now with the internet, because we've spoken about this so many times, man. Even said to me like in the earlier pod, the internet isn't necessarily real. It's just like everyone's opinions and ideas is projected into one space, and then tried to be organized into web pages. But I just think with this crazy world we're living in, man, it's getting, it's just gonna get even more flipping. I think, there's going to be conspiracies that cats are from the moon and they lost their thumbs on their mission here. That's why they can't get back. Like, you can make any shit up.
this is the thing. You can make any shit up and people believe it. And actually, that's the funny thing about social media. It's like half the problem with social media and Twitter, and for example, all these stupid racist tweets and all that kind of stuff is, what's the reality behind that? It's like the reality behind that is previously you wouldn't fucking hear um, hear like stupid Steve or retard Ronnie's uh, tweet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They just say
yeah.
they'd be in their own house saying their racist shit, and that would be the end of it because then it wouldn't be projected out into the world.
Definitely.
And I think that is and the internet just makes it so much easier and self reaffirming. Everything is self reaffirming. Even like the emergence of transgender shit, I kind of believe some of it is self reaffirming, right?
In more aspect.
I would say, like, for example, there's probably quite a lot of gay men who find it easier to believe that they're a woman than they're
Okay.
a man trapped. Sorry,
In a
they're a
woman.
woman trapped in a man's body than to just admit they're a gay man.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
of,
That's yeah.
and they'll be in forums and shit that affirm this belief and shit.
Mm. Mm.
You know, because
Yeah.
I do think a lot of this transgender shit is it's a lot of people who find, for whatever reason, even if homosexuality is more widely accepted and shit, they just find that whole concept more difficult. You know, so who knows? But people are easily radicalized on the internet because you don't need to be. It's that thing. You you don't need to know someone personally. You can just be radicalized online. Look at the eyes of shit. Look at
Mm.
anything.
Mm.
Look at the growth of flat Earth. Look at the growth of QAnon.
Yeah. True.
You know, so it's a but so but this is the thing. Like, one of the most important things I ever learned, and it was in a class. It was a teacher that said it, but it was a sociology teacher I had, and he said, "Don't just read what you agree with. Don't read only what you agree with, because you don't fucking learn anything that way. You got to
Mm.
read things you disagree with. You know."
Mm. Definitely, because it gives you more impartial view of what's actually going on. It's
But
closer to the truth.
But not only that, it's just like, if you're not opening to changing your mind, what's the point? If you're not ready to change your mind on anything, then you're not open to change. Like, what I'm saying is, if there's nowhere for you to go, you're already at your destination. You're fixed. You're limited.
Yeah, you're stagnant.
You're stagnant, and the world is not stagnant. Everything changes. Everything in life changes. Like, let me tell you, I mean, I wouldn't say I love meat, but I enjoy chicken and pork and all kinds of stuff, whatever. I know in the future, meat is going to be like a new Nazism.
Are you
No, trust
serious?
me.
Where
Yeah,
everyone's
for
going to
sure.
become vegetarians and vegans?
Yeah, I think so. Once you can produce completely, like, uh, organic, plant-based alternatives that are just as good, and it will eventually happen. Think the killing of an animal will be considered like heinous. It will be horrible. Why would you kill an animal? Why would you mass farm animals to kill?
Oh, so I guess we're going to go become a more moral world in a sense in regards to animals. And then you reckon we'll reach a point where we don't even kill anything.
Well, I do think it would kind of go like the Buddhist way.
Or even as far as don't go fishing.
Yeah. Why would you
Jeez.
go fishing if they could replicate the exact same
Jeez.
taste and whatever?
Because I want the original thing. Like, shit, there's enough fish in the sea, man. 70%
Well,
of this world is covered by flipping ocean water.
yeah, but you know that, like, some fish are overfished.
Okay, that is true. In China,
Uh,
they do go crazy. They'll just cast a net wherever they fucking catch. A whale, a shark, you name it. Fucking just bring it in.
no, but I do think what I'm saying is everything everything that might be right now can be wrong tomorrow,
Mm,
and
mm.
there's no way to know. Like, censorship and shit. Like, I'm telling you, vegetarianism has grown massively, and veganism will grow massively as well. And look at climate change, all this stuff. Like, it's gonna be a thing for sure.
Yeah,
But
climate change. That's a whole nother topic now. But yeah, how much time have we run in this episode?
no, so let's wrap it up, my guy.
Okay, my message is everyone just remember reality is stranger than you think. You know, the way you think, how you see stuff is completely different to the next person.
I
How a person lives and all of that, man, it's just you know what? Don't get I think believe what you want to believe, but just don't get disillusioned, people. You know, you don't want to end up looking like Britney Spears.
Shit. Well, yeah. I mean, life is tricky, but you can't. People end up believing lots of crazy stuff, and really, it's not the way. You got to believe. At the end of the day, I think this is it. You got to believe what's going to take the human, like the human civilization forward and not backwards.
Yeah, entirely.
And
Yeah, on that note, oh, you got one last comment you want
no,
to say?
no, go for it.
Oh, I'm just wrapping it up, man. Because yeah, it's been good. You know, it's been good because it got me thinking definitely about in regards to trust, man. I don't think yeah, exactly everything you're saying about QAnon, Illuminati, like what was it, Football Index, that like the whole shenanigans. Like, what can you actually trust, man? And it's just, I think that's what the main issue is to change today, man. We don't flip and trust each other.
You can only trust yourself, man.
100%.
BigKiz.com. Subscribe there. You can trust there'll be a new episode next week. Booyaka chat.